the Crane Room for your lunch and dinner rendezvous. You'll enjoy their pleasant atmosphere. The Crane Room takes pride in their wide variety menu. Appetizers, sandwiches, soups, salads, entrees, pasta, and the best burgers in town. Newcastle's best selection of domestic, import, and craft beers from around the world, and the Crane Room features a 35-tap draft system. Ask about their daily specials that will please you every time. The Crane Room is located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Joshua Son Rehabilitation Center. From the moment you arrive, you know that you're in the right place. Dr. John Wrightson listens first. He pays attention to detail and then makes the determination. Joshua Son Rehabilitation. We make the pain go away.
They look like you should be able to find them in a lot of the bigger, more expensive department stores.
Our scarves, our shrugs, and our Say No More shirts are exclusive to Inspire Tees. We want to give you apparel that is pretty, sexy, flirty, and makes you look like the woman you are meant to be.
It's winter, so come on inside, sit down, grab a cup of hot cocoa, and watch NCTV45.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Norm from Krazy Car Restoration, and I'm here to give you a little update on what we're doing with the 1980 Trans Am build that we're doing on NCTV45. Basically, we are building this car, and we are going to donate its proceeds, whether we sell it at a car show in downtown Newcastle or we take it to the auction and sell it, to the Lawrence County Drug Task Force to fight drugs in our area. Okay, Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Wherever it can be dealt with, that's what we want to do right now. We have a lot of people involved with this. When I brought up the idea of doing this, so many people just jumped on board with it, and they thought it was a great idea. Unfortunately, this drug problem that we have in Lawrence County didn't get here overnight. It slowly progressed, and the reason it got this bad is because most people just turned their backs and said they didn't want to get involved. The car cruise that we're going to have in downtown Newcastle is going to be called Krazy Car Come Together Cruise. And basically is all the businesses in Lawrence County coming together to build this car and sell it so we can have more money to fight the problem that we have at hand. Okay, at this point right now, I mean, if anybody wants to ever get involved with it, all they got to do is just call us down here at Lutton Auto Repair and Krazy Car Restoration, and we'll be more than happy to put you on board. I'd like to take time to thank everybody that has helped out so far, and I know there's going to be more people that's wanting to help out because I get phone calls every day. The thing is, maybe someday we can leave our doors unlocked again without fearing somebody crashing through it to try to rob us, to get money for drugs. The sooner we get these drugs off the street, the better off we're going to be. I got to give credit to Josh Lamacusa, District Attorney, and Bobby Salem, the Mayor, and City Council. They've all been working all together to try to get this problem solved, but unfortunately they can't do it all by themselves. One person can't do it by themselves, one little organization. Everybody's got to come together and fight this problem together. And they've been doing everything in their power, putting ads in the paper, everything else to try to get participation, everybody to help. Well, this is another way to bring awareness to it. And I hope by me filling you in on what we're doing with this build and what we're doing with this car, everybody understands this is all a non-profit deal. And whatever everybody does, they're doing it because they want to do it, not because they have to do it or anything like that. The thing is, they're doing something to fight the drug problem in Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. And if you can help out, that'd be more than happy. But at this point right now, we're going to continue building this, and we're going to have a car show in downtown Newcastle the first of summer, and I hope you can attend. Thank you very much.
Everyone goes to Pizza Joe's, and you've heard that friendly slogan for many years, and it's just as true today as it was when you first heard it. Watch the game right here on NCTV45, and then head over to Pizza Joe's. Pizza Joe's provided a grant for this podcast. Yeah, they have many great locations: State Street, Highland Avenue, Croton, and Shenango. It's your local pizza place. Everyone goes to Pizza Joe's. We have a great relationship with Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors in downtown Newcastle at 210 East Washington Street. And whenever you watch Focus NC, my wardrobe is furnished by Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors. Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store or at their restaurant in Newcastle, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions.
Okay, I already got this cut off the donor, but we have some excess metal left on here. Now, from the factory, it was tack welded on there. Now, normally, if the metal's in good shape and everything, and not rusted now, you can usually see the tack welds. But in this case, we can't see them because of the rust on it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grind this down, and then we'll peel the metal, and then grind the tack weld off. Now, I'm going to kind of show you how to do this real quick, and then we'll get back to where we welded on. Now basically what's happening here is we're getting the metal hot, it's lifting it up. Now look, we're peeling it back, okay? We'll peel it off like, and it comes off just that easy, but it still leaves an excess metal where the tack weld was, and we'll grind that all down. Now we'll do all three sides. Whoops. Watch that. We'll do all three sides, okay, and then we'll go ahead and weld it back on. Okay, now if you want to take a look at this bracket now, you'll see that darn that tack weld is gone now. We have one more to do, and what I'll do is I'll flip this over. And I'll clamp it right here. Give us a better place to clamp it now. Okay, now we got it there. I'll grind it the same as I did the other side, and we'll get back to you just as soon as I'm ready to weld it onto the bracket. Okay, now I got this all done, if you'll notice, all the sides there. Now I'm going to retrofit it before we get ready to weld it and everything. If you come with me here, over here a second, well, I have put some notches in this side, so I didn't forget which way it went. It goes out to the edge here. Now, what's going to happen is I'll bring this in here, and I'll tap this up just a little bit, and then I'll weld this right in place, right here to the existing plate that was in there, and then I'll weld it to the tangs that are sticking down. That way there, it'll be an exact place where it was originally, and if I get this piece over here, I think it should fit pretty close to where it actually was in the beginning. And that's pretty well right on the money. So basically what we're going to do is when we go to weld this in place, we'll bolt this together, I'll tack weld it, and everything will be in line when we go to start, and we'll eliminate where this car was, well, somebody must have hit a rock or something, who knows. Hard to say throughout the years what happened to it. But with that being said there, now we got this all fixed, and we'll send this out to have it all media blasted. It'll come back nice and smooth, and we'll go ahead and paint it or powder coat it. It all depends on where we're at that particular moment. So I'll get this welded up. After I get it welded up, I'll show you how it turned out, and we'll go from there. Okay, I got this bracket welded on here now. I relocated it with this bracket here. I put some bolts in there, and bolts in there, and put the nuts on there real quick. And I made sure that this little hole right here will line up with them. Okay, and this hole here. So now these will all line up perfect. So this will all work out just fine when we get ready to install it. Okay, now this stuff ain't easy to weld because you're welding to rust, a little bit of a rust and old deteriorated metal, and it doesn't want to weld as well as brand new metal. So don't be surprised if you get a little bit of like goober looking stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to just take the grinder, basically, and we'll grind it down a little bit and smooth it out. And when this all gets sandblasted, you'll never even see that. You won't even notice that that was done. And then on top of that, at this particular area, we're kind of lucky because this ain't going to be visible anywhere in the car. But the only thing is, we'll know that it's done right. And it'll hold the brackets that's supposed to be there for it. And this also helps hold the skirting that goes underneath the car for the ground effects. So we're going to move on to something else now, but we just wanted you to see how that was all done. And when we get this back from sandblast, we'll take a note of where we repaired this, and I think you'll be amazed on when you see how it turned out. Okay, thank you. Okay, we've moved the Trans Am from over here in this spot here. We're going to throw it up on the rack now. We got to get it out, the dollies out from underneath of it so we can get it up on the rack. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the hole underneath, disconnecting that, and we're going to start removing the motor out of it. The motor here shouldn't be too much issue coming out because everything's away from it. Once we get started on it, okay, we'll get the air breather and all that off. Okay, might as well take it off right now and get it out of the way. Okay. Now, Ralph's going to jack up the back of it. We've got all the guys here today helping out. We've really hustled to get this in here. We've already pulled one motor out of another car just so we can get the rack cleared out. Okay, and we're going to get this out. Okay, jack it up, Ralph. Come on. It ain't going up, Ralph. Everybody here now? Okay, let's get to the front here and get it.
I'm letting it down.
Okay. A little bit of antifreeze leaking out of them now. What we intend to do is get the motor and tranny out of this, and on top of that there, we're going to go ahead and pull the interior out along with the air condition, and we're going to get this ready to go to media blast. We're going to attempt to have this done for next week. Hopefully we do. If the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we'll probably get it done. Okay. Set her down. Okay. Back her up here. One more, guys. Just a little more. Perfect. Okay. Okay, now we got her back to the hoist here now. We're going to go ahead and get her all set up. And we'll start disconnecting a whole bunch of bolts, and then when we get to a certain point here, we'll come back and we'll show you how we're pulling the motor and tranny up out of it.
Down.
Okay? Actually, I want you guys out of the way. Like, you go back there like you was. I'd like to take a couple minutes here to introduce you to a couple people here that's been helping out with this build. They've been contributing whatever time they can and everything. And the thing is, without these guys here, it's probably virtually impossible for me to get this done. So I'd like to introduce you to them. Okay, let me introduce you to Skip over here. This here's Skip Loader. Every day he comes down and he makes sure we have our coffee. He brings us coffee in. If anything we need done, he's nice enough to help us out with it. So we got to give him a little bit of appreciation there on that part. And we got Ralphie Fair up there. He's our bull. This guy here, he can pick up a ton with no problem at all. Okay, and I tell you what, he's a big help. He comes in, he helps us out. He doesn't ask for anything. He's a heck of a nice guy. A man would be proud to have him for a friend. And we got Vernon Runyon here. He's here almost every day after work. He comes in here and he helps out, does whatever he can possibly can, and never questions anything. And I tell you what, without these guys, I could not make this possible. And we have one other guy here, and I'll tell you what. Let me just take the camera here, and I'm going to show you. Right here's Pie Cox, right here. He's been coming in. He's been working the shop quite a bit, helping us out a lot. And I'll tell you what, I don't have to watch him. And the bottom line is, he's been helping out a lot here, so I can put more time into the build of the car. And I'd like to bring these guys together here real quick and give you a special thanks for what you're doing so far. Okay, Skip, if you don't mind. I appreciate that. Okay, and like I said, these guys here, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you're doing. Okay.
The Beanery Depot and Deli. Coffee, made-to-order subs, snacks, and more. Meatball sandwiches, fresh and hot. Pepperoni rolls, fish sandwiches, chicken, milkshakes. The Beanery Deli. When you're hungry for something special, and it won't cost you a lot of beans. Let's talk with Norm.
We're with
Norm Lutton.
Norm. You're the owner of Krazy Car Restoration. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a new company we're opening up. Originally, we was Lutton Auto Repair, and we're adding on a little bit. And we're trying to bring out some custom cars for people somewhere in between the $5,000 and $20,000 range, what people can actually afford today. Anymore, you know, all these cars are so expensive. We're just trying to make ends meet for other people.
That sounds great. Now,
But I've been fixing cars for over 35 years.
that's great.
So when you have a repair, big or small, call Norm.
It's the China Banquet in Newcastle for a tempting, mouth-watering buffet that you'll enjoy every time. China Banquet is open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call for takeout or eat in their pleasant surroundings. China Banquet is located at 102 North Jefferson Street in Newcastle. Call 724-658-7777. That's 724-658-7777.
The Globe Leader, your hometown newspaper since 1880. Go to nwglobe.com to read fascinating articles. If you know someone who would enjoy this amazing publication as much as you do, why not give them a gift subscription? I'm excited about getting this into the homes of as many people as possible. Please send their email address and we'll do the rest. Call 724-946-8098. That's the Globe Leader, your hometown newspaper since 1880.
It's winter, so come on inside, grab a cup of hot cocoa, and sit down and watch NCTV45.